Universities across the globe can draw valuable insights from the World Champions, that's the Springboks, regarding the power of diversity and inclusion. According to Professor Colin Chasi, the Director of Institutional Change and Social Justice from the University of Free State, the Springboks have shown that embracing diversity and inclusion is a powerful strategy for achieving excellence. He joins us now to discuss this view even further. And Prof, thank you so much for your time. A very warm good morning to you. I mean, let's talk about exactly, the lessons that can be drawn here, I suppose, even from, the Springboks. They have shown quite a brilliant, I think, example to the rest of the world, even with Siya Kolisi mentioning that, when they're united as a team, this is something that even South Africans can definitely draw some lessons from. But for you as well, what do you think are some of the insights and lessons for all of us to take from these winning champions?
No, thank you so much, and thanks for having me. No, definitely. I think that the Springboks have demonstrated amply that when South Africans unite, when a people unites, when there's a very open and deep sense of where people are, when we are not quick to exclude, when we are quick to include, when we are open to the variety of different practices that we are capable of as a people, and when we do not stereotype cast ourselves very narrowly to say that this is who we are, this is how we play, this is how we work, we are at our best and we are most creative and most innovative. And certainly the Springboks were the most innovative team at the last Rugby World Cup. And they certainly did that on the basis, I believe, of innovation that we can all learn from and inclusiveness that we can all learn from. Thanks.
Yeah. And Prof, I mean, someone may ask, where do we even begin if we have a community that's struggling with diversity and inclusion? It could be a company, it could be an organization, wherever, the gaps still lie. What would your advice be in terms of a starting point? Because for the Springboks to be where they are today, it was a journey. It wasn't an overnight success, right?
No, it was not. And I think one of the most remarkable things about the Springboks has been the way in which they have recognized that individuals matter, that the characteristics, the backgrounds of individuals matter. That it's not a matter of saying that the previous Springbok and the current Springbok should be the same person, but that your uniqueness, your difference, your unique qualities as a player, as a person actually matter. And you've seen that through, for example, the advertising campaigns they did in the build-up to the World Cup, where they were saying to us, we are people, we are individuals, we're all different. But of course, we also are united around a common cause. We're united around a common idea of the successes we would like to build for South Africa, and while wearing that green jersey. And I think companies and universities can all build from that. This idea that with all our differences, with all our different backgrounds, we can come together, we can build upon those unique qualities to do great things.
You remind me of their slogan as well, #StrongerTogether. How impactful, Prof, do you think that statement was for the Springboks, for South Africans, I suppose for even the world, the international community looking from the outside in to constantly see that messaging, stronger together?
I think it's been tremendously powerful. And I think it's not only been powerful as this sort of once-off message, but I think Rassie Erasmus and the team around him and have been building up on this for a long while now. In the previous World Cup campaign, there was this idea that each member would go that they would stitch onto the Springbok jersey images of the family of each team member, again to reflect on with unique background, but together we are stronger. And it's not just you as an individual, it's you and your family, you and the community you come from. It's you and the whole South Africa coming together. So I think this has been a long time coming, and I think that they're really building a remarkable example for us to learn from.
Yeah. Prof, I think we're also having this conversation because, you have very strong opinions that if we hold on to negative connotations associated with diversity, the results will not be positive. What are the consequences when we do hold on to negative connotations associated with diversity?
Well, I think the first and primary one, which is often forgotten, is that we actually lose who we are because we ourselves are diverse. We ourselves come from deep and varied places. No one comes from a single place, from a single clean uh, source, as it were. Uh, all of us, mongrels is a phrase that I now have come to appreciate deeply. Mongrels, in the sense that all of us come from mixed and crossed backgrounds. And so that's the first thing that we lose. We lose who we are, and we become these stereotyped, narrowed down, beaten down monsters of some sort who are incapable then of working with others around us. So we lose who we are, we lose the ability to cooperate productively. And in the long run, we are less successful as individuals and we are less successful together because we are unable to cooperate as effectively.
Absolutely. And, you know, as a prof representing also, or rather, you know, working with the University of the Free State, are you able just to share with us some of the examples where UFS has also shown commitment, where, you know, diversity plays a role in allowing, you know, people to have a sense of common purpose within the institution? Are there any, you know, initiatives, campaigns that you've undertaken to lead by example when it comes to diversity and inclusion?
I think one of the most remarkable stories for the university has been how we have come together in dealing with some of the historical difficulties that we've had around our naming, our historical sort of heritage, monuments, and so on, and how we've had complex conversations, difficult conversations over many years. And we have, as a community, have embraced an idea that indeed we come from deep, complicated, complex places. We have mixed and we have crossed in interesting ways. And we need to find a way to move forward together bravely, and so on. And all our different constituents have really come around and embraced this very difficult but necessary reckoning with who we are, led by the institutional leadership, but also very importantly by, for example, our student leadership over more than one year, over a very long period, certainly over the last 4 or 5 years, where people have made difficult and tough choices to say, we need to find a way to work together. We need to find each other. Because, of course, in finding each other, we find ourselves. And in finding ourselves, we find the courage to meet the challenges that our nation needs us to face.
Well, Prof, I appreciate